Hello there. This video is about creating a Rhino Grasshopper script that automates exporting a batch set of files from Rhino. So you can take a large scale project and break it out into all of its smaller pieces. Let's say, for instance, I have these sets that I want to export. So each row, basically, I can input that into the script and it will output a file, let's say a geometry file, for each row. So, and it's really basic, but I'll take you through it. And this is basically what it does is it'll run through it and export each individually. So it's as simple as toggling this on. It'll run through and it'll make the export file. So let's get into it. So to preface this, you're gonna need to for Rhino Grasshopper, you're gonna need to download Wombat, which is a plugin for Grasshopper, and then you'll also need to install Anemone. So Wombat will be for the file export, Anemone will be for the looping. So I think it's probably easiest just to take you through my script and then show you how it kind of works. And then if you need to make changes for whatever you are trying to do specifically, you can do that, but you can kind of see how I'm setting mine up. It may not be the best way, but it works. So it's really all you need. So I start out with having a outlines for where I want my pieces to be exported. So usually I'm nesting, let's say. So I'm sending this to a CNC or something like that, or and they need to be laid out in, for instance, a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet. So I'll make a boundary where my 4 foot by 8 foot is, and then I can kind of export from that selection. So from here, we can input this into the curves. So to make one of those is just curve, right? So we'll put those, right click, set multiple curves. That gets put here. Of course, that's gonna run through. That's okay. Then we want to do a boundary. So then we can make that into a surface. And close um, the wire. Then I scale it up slightly. So I use a scale area. Area is just the center, centroid. And then I just overscale it slightly so that I make sure that I get everything in my outline. Then I'll take these and I'll put them into a loop. So here in the loop, I'm putting in my number of items in the column. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 here. I'll do an x minus 1 because this is on a 0-based array. So it'll run 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which counts up to 9, right? Then you'll need a trigger for the loop. So this is just when you have these plugins installed, they'll show up in when you type for them. So it's a loop start and then a loop end. You'll just plug these here. You'll put in, I put in these grouped, yeah. So I have the surfaces and then I group them so that it becomes one thing. But I don't even think I really even use this. I don't really know. I'll be honest. But so basically you have the loop. Then I have the distance from this outline to the next outline, which comes out to, because I'm working in inches, comes out to 108 inches. So from here to here, 108. There you go. So I'll take 108 and then I'll basically times that by the counter and use that as a vector to move my surface. So once I get that, then I can I'll output that, and I think I set this to no. I think I leave this alone. Constant output. So then I do. I think I did a simplify here, but I don't think it really probably isn't totally necessary. So I'll take the oversized one and I'll move it based on this distance. So this loop is just giving us a looped distance to move our original oversized geometry. Okay. Then we have this is we're taking that move distance. We're doing a deconstruct. So this is a deconstruct to get the XYZ values separated out. Now you'll see I have 0, 864, negative 864, and 0. I divide that by 108 because that's my distance, and then I get back my number again. So you probably don't have to do it this way. This was kind of overkill. You could probably just grab the number from here. But it works to do it this way, I guess. So then I wanted to grab my export location and file name, which I have over here. So what I did here was I made the export underscore 001 dot obj. The dot obj, the Wombat node will actually grab and correct that. So, or it'll understand different file types. So you don't have to do obj. You can do whatever you're trying to do. You can try different ones. It'll most likely get it. But then I take this number and I want to replace that 1 on the end. And this is just kind of a cheap hack. But I'll replace, so I'm doing a replace text, and I'll replace the 1 with whatever number is incoming from the loop, so that it makes a different name for each file. Cool. So we've got our moved based on our loop. Then what did I do here? I did a bounding rectangle. So this is, let's see here, 4 trims. Did a bounding rectangle. Then I did an extrude because I want to get a solid. Let me see here. I think it's on the last one. Yeah. So I did a bounding to get on the whole thing. And then I do an extrude because I want to create like a volume to capture all of my objects in. And obviously this is just kind of working for solid objects. If you have points or whatever, you'll have to amend for that, which is pretty easy to do, but this is just for solids. I'm sure you can figure that out too. So then I do an extrude. I'll close that up, I'll cap it, and I'll move it down halfway from what I extrude it, just to make sure that it's encompassing my object. There you go. And then I'll do a brep inclusion, so point in brep. So this tests against my volume with the layer. So I'm calling to a specific layer here. So all of my, if I select these objects, all of my objects are on this ribs oriented layer. So I call to that by doing, we'll do a ref layer, ref lay, reference by layer, and then you can do a value list, plug that in, and it'll show you all of the layers that you have in your outliner. So from there, I did a area to get the centers of all of our objects, right? And then I can do an inclusion test. I can then call out whatever is not being included. So I only want the stuff that is on the row that I'm trying to export, essentially. Cool. So now I basically defined the things that I'm going to export. I have them on the right. They're on the right layer. Then I can go and do the export. So let's see here. This isn't necessary. Let's see here. So we'll take the output geometry that we want, right here, and then we can put that into G, which is the geometry to export. This export node is from Wombat, so export file to path. So this is how you get that. Then we have, I'm running this toggle true, so it's just a toggle, Boolean toggle, right? And then we have our export file name, which we've edited, right? We've replaced the number and given it a new number. And now we come over here. So we should be good to go with that. So I've already defined my location. I'll go grab and we'll actually delete all of this. And we'll just come back through here and let's see here. We can pull this right here, set that there, and then test this again. And if you have everything done right, when you click it, it will export. So it's really simple, not a whole lot to it, but I like doing it this way because I can see visually the content being exported as it goes. So it's a little bit slower than if you were to write this as like an actual coded script, but for somebody who's maybe not as coding inclined, this could work really well. So thank you.